Welcome to Behind the Mic with AudioFile Magazine. I'm Joe Reed. I have founder Robin Whitten with me for the week, and we have a very special week. It's a very special month as well. Welcome, Robin.
Oh, hello, Joe. This is a great week and a great month. June is my favorite month, but we also have audio book month, an official month for audiobooks. And it is great that we have sort of a focus right now on this month when we are announcing the 2025 Golden Voices.
Okay, so we are ready. Drum roll.
All right, here we are. And the new stars of the audiobook universe for 2025 are Hillary Huber, Vikas Adam, and Kimberly Farr.
Now, why don't you give us a little bit of background about what Golden Voices are?
The Golden Voices truly is a lifetime achievement award in audiobook narration. But simple as that. We celebrate really brilliant narrators who have not only had a long career in audiobooks, but have done many different types of audiobooks in genres and subjects, and they bring amazing skill and nuance to every performance.
So in other words, it's their artistry, but the way they can display their artistry over a range of books.
That is right. That is right. And they certainly do. I think that's one of the most interesting things as we look at each Golden Voice, that they've done such a range of different things. I mean, not just the characters they've played, but the authors whose work they've presented, the emotion, the information, just a range of things from different people, different authors, and for different listening audiences within the world, from young children to teens, and very focused. The Golden Voices seem to be able to do it all, and that's one of the things that we look for when we try to find a new group. And this year we have a really stellar group of three new narrators.
No, I agree. I agree. And when we say it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, I think it's also important to point out this by no means suggests that these people are at the end of their career. That's not true at all. But it's that within their career, they've exhibited this range and artistry.
Correct, and, I that would be a terrible thing to think, but, I think, to a great extent, these narrators are sort of at the highlight of their career, and they have a long life of narration ahead. Certainly, when we look at some of the golden voices that we've celebrated in the last 30 years, many of them are still recording. I mean, George Guidall is a perfect example. He was one of our first, golden voice narrators. He's still recording.
It's so interesting. Now, how many golden voice narrators now with our new 3 does AudioFile Magazine have?
So we have 53 now. Last year was a big golden 50 year. So now we have 53 narrators. And I hope that many of the listeners today will recognize our audiobook stars like Robin Miles or Dion Graham, Julia Whalen, Eduardo Ballerini, Scott Brick, January Lavoie. Hopefully those names are certainly, if anyone listens to the podcast, they're familiar. And we do have information about all of the golden voices at the audiophile website.
Yes, indeed we do. AudioFile has a really rich presentation of our golden voices, so that's a really nice thing to do.
And, I think one of the things that I noticed at that, and I always remark on this about audiobooks in general, but in specifically for our golden voices, that audiobooks never go out of print. if that is something you can apply to audiobooks or rarely do, so that even though we have narrators like Frank Muller or Catherine Kellgren, Davina Porter, who just retired fairly recently, they're not recording new, there's nothing new coming, but their wonderful performances are still available to listeners. So it just endures. It's really a wonderful thing.
Last week, I was talking to somebody who said, "Oh, I've been listening to this audiobook narrated by this wonderful narrator, Catherine Kellgren." And it just touched my heart because, of course, she passed away, and it was a tremendous loss, but how wonderful that her voice lives on.
Yes, and her wonderful performances, are new and fresh to someone who has never heard one of her audiobooks before. Such a great tribute to their art and artistry, and that it endures.
I agree, and certainly the new 2025 Golden Voices have to be familiar to anyone listening to audiobooks. Hillary Huber, Vikas Adam, or Kimberly Farr.
I know, and it's very fun as I do my research and my preparation for this week to talk about each one of them. It's, oh yes, of course, there was this audiobook and that one. I loved that. And then to marvel at the range of work that each one of these narrators has done.
And for me, in getting ready to interview them, because I had, the great joy of being able to have a long form interview with each of them. Obviously, I re-listened to some books that I listened to, but I was also introduced to new books that I had no idea about. And I'm going to be honest in it, in a couple of instances, it's like, oh, not my cup of tea, but okay, I'll listen, and was captivated.
Well, these guys are the superstars. They truly are, because they have this brilliant sense of storytelling that they can bring to us and make each experience so much richer.
Okay, so let's set up what we're going to be doing for the rest of the week.
Right. So we're just announcing our three new golden voices for 2025 today. And then tomorrow we will be talking about Hillary Huber, the following day about Vikas Adam, and then the next day we will be talking about Kimberly Farr. And after that, on the Friday, you have an actual interview with Hillary.
Right. So this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it's a brief conversation about each of our new golden voices. And then on Friday, a long form interview with Hillary. And there then will follow each Friday will be another bonus episode of a long form interview with a 2025 golden voice.
That's really great. That's a great way to lay it out and help people really anticipate how we're going to celebrate Audiobook Month in a pretty fabulous way.
I think that's right. And don't we also didn't you put a playlist on Spotify of interviews with golden voices?
That's right. So, that is a fun way to get to know some of the golden voices, because we do have a playlist there of these long golden voice interviews that you've done over the years with so many of the golden voice narrators.
And there'll be a link to that in our show notes.
Yes, we will put that right into the show notes.
Okay, terrific. So, Robin, tomorrow, Hillary Huber.
That will be fun. We'll talk about Hillary and all the great audiobooks that she has done.
Not all 700.
No, not all 700, but we'll have some fun talking about our favorites.
That's absolutely right. Robin, I'll talk to you then.
Thank you, Joe. We will.
Support for Behind the Mic comes from Harper Muse, publisher of Tell Me Something Good, narrated by Golden Voice Marin Ireland. It's Court Stevens' debut adult novel, available on all audiobook platforms June 3rd. If you like Behind the Mic, leave us a rating, and don't forget to follow us on the platform of your choice. I'm Joe Reed. I'll talk to you tomorrow.